Hey guys, I just wanted to do another video for you guys. Today I'm going to be doing a video on reading a book. I actually wrote this book. It's not really a book. It's just something I wrote in my spare time. I like to write, so I wrote this in my spare time. I hope you guys like it. It is called Secrets, Love, and Lies. By no means is this book ever probably going to get published, but I just enjoy writing, so I have 3 stories in this book already, and I'm working on a 4th. So I hope you guys like it. Let me know if you guys like it. If you don't, let me know, because I would love feedback on stuff like this. And before we get started, this video is by no means help. If you need help with anything, please seek professional help, because I'm in no way, no shape or form a professional. And I'm sorry for any background noises that y'all may hear. I hope I'm not speaking too loudly or too low. But anyway, I'm going to get started on this, and we'll go from there. Okay, so here goes. As Sarah gets home from going shopping, she's starting to pull the stuff out of her car. She drops something out of the grocery bag in the car, and she reaches down for it, pulls it from under the seat, and she realizes it's a box of condoms. What are condoms doing in my husband's car, she thought to herself. Then her cell phone rings. It's her husband, Alex. He says, "Sorry, babe, I got to work overtime. I'm not going to be home tonight." Before she could say anything, he hangs up. That night, she is home alone, thoughts going through her mind nonstop. She ends up having really bad contractions. Calls and texts Alex, no reply. As she is on the way to the hospital, she stops by his precinct. He isn't there, and no one knows where he is. He isn't even working. So she calls and texts Alex. He does not reply. So she finally texts him and says, I know that you're not at work. No one at your job has seen you. Sarah goes to the hospital and finds out it was a false alarm. Once at home, there's still no sign or reply from Alex. The next morning, he comes home and says, "I was out on patrol. Whoever you spoke with just didn't know or misinformed you." Instead of arguing, she just ignored him. He was acting as if nothing ever happened. His phone starts ringing. He ignores it in front of Sarah and says, "Babe, I've had a long day and night. I'm going to wash off yesterday and then I'm going to bed." Kisses her and goes upstairs. He turns on the shower and gets on the phone. By the time Sarah gets to the top of the steps, she hears him say, "I'll be there soon. I miss you and I love you." And then he hops in the shower. As Alex is in the shower, Sarah goes to get his phone. Only to her surprise, he has a lock on it, and she is unable to get into the phone. Uneasy, she quietly leaves for work. She gets to work and realizes she forgot her maternity leave papers. She calls home and calls Alex, but no response. On her break, she goes home and finds Alex is getting out of a black Lexus going inside the house. The windows are tinted, so she can't see who it is. Alex asks, "Babe, what are you doing home so early?" She replies, "I forgot my papers." "Who was that?" Alex says, "Oh, that's just a friend. We were running and working out together." She brushes it off, believing him, and gives him a kiss. On the way back to work, her water breaks. She calls Alex to tell him. Only 3 hours later, she gives birth to their son, AJ. After AJ is born, Alex's phone starts ringing. He ignores them, then steps into the hallway, and Sarah hears him say, "My son was just born. Give me a minute. I will talk to you soon." Wondering who he was talking to, she asked, "Honey, who was blowing your phone up?" He replies, "Work." Brushing off what he said, she let it go. The next day, Sarah gets to take AJ home. As they were leaving the hospital, Sarah noticed Alex didn't have his ring on, but instead of arguing, she left it alone. Once they were home, Alex was being the best father and husband, letting Sarah rest. For the first few weeks, everything went fine. But then all of a sudden, things changed. One night, Alex was cooking, cleaning, and caring for the baby. Later that night, he made Sarah a nice bath. The next morning, instead of staying home to help Sarah like he planned, he left and went to work. Aggravated, Sarah followed him and found that he went to an apartment instead of going to work. She waited for him to come out for 20 minutes, but he never came out. Sarah went back home crying hysterically, not knowing what to do. She contacted a private investigator named Ryan. Ryan agreed to follow Alex around for the first few days to see what he was up to. Alex comes home a few hours later while Sarah and AJ are asleep, cooks dinner. Over dinner, Sarah asks Alex, "What's going on with you? You're acting different and I don't understand why. I miss you. I miss us. Talk to me, baby. What is it?" Alex replies, "Nothing is wrong, my love. Work is just really stressful, and you knew that us spending the time together was not going to happen a lot due to my job. But I tell you what, we will go out tomorrow night." Alex calls his sister Stephanie to see if she will watch the baby, and she agrees. The next day, Alex goes to work and Sarah's cleaning the house. As she is putting clothes away, she finds a ring. Thinking it's hers, she smiles and puts it back. Later that night, as she's getting ready for a date night, Alex calls and says, "Babe, I'm having to work overnight tonight again. I'm sorry." Upset, Sarah says, "Okay, see you when you get home. I love," and Alex hangs up. Upset and lonely, Sarah makes a call to the investigator. The investigator informs Sarah that Alex is not at work. He is at an apartment with another female and has been with her all day. Sarah calls her husband, gets no answer. She calls the precinct Alex works at. They inform her that Alex took leave for 2 more weeks. In shock, Sarah calls him again and doesn't get a response. She contacts him again to let him know that she knows he isn't at work. Within 2 hours, Alex comes home and explains, "I was at work, but they let me off an hour ago." Angry, Sarah says, "No, Alex, cut the crap. I know you're off for 2 weeks. Where have you been and what have you been doing?" AJ wakes up crying. Sarah goes to tend to him. When she comes back, Alex is asleep on the sofa. Instead of waking him, she goes upstairs and goes to bed. The next morning, Sarah goes downstairs to find Alex is gone. She calls him and doesn't get an answer. She gets herself and AJ ready. The investigator calls and says, "Sarah, I need you to meet me. I've got news for you." She goes to meet Ryan. As she is walking in the restaurant to meet him, she sees Alex's car go by, but it's not Alex driving, it's another woman. As she goes into a private area of the restaurant and says, "Ryan, I'm just going to get to the point. Alex has been cheating," and hands her a folder. Inside the folder is Alex going to the woman's apartment, leaving her apartment, them kissing, being intimate, and them going to the doctor. Sarah immediately recognizes the woman as the woman in the store. She tells Ryan, "I've seen her before. Her name is Michelle, and she is going on 2 months pregnant, and I believe it's your husband's child," the investigator said. So, I'm going to stop right there. Let me know if y'all would like more of the video for this story, and I will do my best to remember where I left off, and I will read it to you guys. But I know it's not much. I'm sorry. I haven't been feeling the best in the world today, so I'm not really doing much of anything. I hope you all really like this video, and just an FYI, I ordered a few props today. They say that they will be in on the 15th, so we shall see. And we'll go from there. I hope you all liked my story. I hope I wasn't too loud or too low. I hope it wasn't a lot of background noises, to where y'all can, you know, get some rest. But I thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and leave feedback. If you know of anything that you would like me to do, please let me know, and I will try my best to fulfill that for you guys. And of course, my favorite saying, if you know anybody who needs someone to talk to, please, please, please talk to them. In today's world, you know, we all gotta stick together. We gotta stand by one another, and we got to support one another. So please, please, please help people if you can. And anyone who is watching this, if you need someone to talk to, even if it's just for a minute or an hour or 5 hours, I am here. I will talk to you the best way I can, and I will try to help you get through whatever it is that you may need to get help for or help with. I don't care if it's you're angry, you're depressed, whatever the case may be, I am here for you. So with that being said, I'm going to end this video. I thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day, great morning, great night, wherever you are in the world. I appreciate you. Thank you, and I'm sending my love.